Hi, I'm Arthur, and this is part 13 of a 20-part series I'm doing covering every legion of the Space Marines until I hit all of them. Do you need to have watched the parts prior to understand this one? No, but it would make me smile if you did. There's a playlist with all of the parts on it on my channel. So if you think the video is funny, well, there could be quite a few more of these waiting for you. If you think I'm especially funny, like the video. If you want to hear me say a little joke, then comment. And if you really want to make my day, then subscribe. This video is one I think is either going to make some people upset or no one is going to care whatsoever. Because I'm not exactly known for having nuclear takes on any topic, to be completely honest, but people really disagreed with my Blood Angels video. I feel like this one's just going to be a bit more nuanced than my Blood Angels video, which is essentially me just flicking the green beans off my plate like a child saying I don't like it because it's green. So who are we discussing today? Well, if you couldn't tell by the title, I'm talking about the Ultramarines, which are both a controversial and boring topic to most. If you know nothing about Warhammer, you have seen an Ultramarine. If you know something about Warhammer, you probably are sick of hearing about the Ultramarines. But if you are a 3000 IQ Giga Chad, then you would probably be like me and realize that the Ultramarines are the best Space Marine Legion / chapter in the entire Imperium. No, I'm not joking. And no, I'm not going to walk this back. So, as we normally often start, the Primarch, Rabute Guilliman, which, okay, I know a lot of people make fun of his name, I just never got it. I get it, it's not a normal sounding name, but whenever GW tries to name something, usually it comes off like they're trying to meme us without us knowing. Like Ferrus Manus is Latin for iron hands. Corvus Corax is the scientific name for a common raven, and Lorgar's name can be found on several different government lists, so Rabute sounds just fine and dandy for me as a name. He, unlike other Primarchs, landed on a pretty chill planet named Macragge, in a location known as Ultramar, which, a little bit of lore, for me has always been especially funny. I am in fact in Eastern Canada, and we have a gas station brand here known as Ultramar. So I get a little chuckle when someone is being super dramatic about the location, but I digress. He was raised by some nice lad named Konor. He had an even temper, a good education, friends, family, and a healthy backbone to stand on. He conquered the entirety of Ultramar. He united them all by the time the Emperor found him, to which he was given the Legion, known at the time as the Warborn. Basically, they were formed of the most difficult to wrangle tribes of old Earth. The people that were constantly at war with the currently budding Imperium. And everything after that is pretty basic. They believe in honor, glory, compassion, and humility. They are even-tempered, but also strive for battle honors, with a little more gusto than other chapters. They really like decorating their armor with these battle honors, and they are probably one of the most disliked chapters in the history of the entire fucking game. Which, I get it, it's a lot of bandwagon jumpers who hated the old lore that tried to make them out to be the greatest Space Marine chapters of all time, with massive relic swords that no other chapter could ever possess, and they all can bench like 3 plates LMAO. They are very maligned often in social media. But the true facts are they stride out into various systems for glory and honor. They are a honed sword aimed at the necks of every single enemy to the Imperium. So here's the interesting part. The Ultramarines are just the most balanced of every chapter, bar none. Fuck you, you're wrong. I will not have any further discussion on this. They are all good at everything, but if they go up against a specialist in any specific field, they will more or less lose. So, like, in melee, they could probably win a fight against most non-Marines, but against, say, a Flesh Terror, they would not stand a damn chance. They are considerably good marksmen, but put up against something like the Raptors chapter, and same result. And when it comes to sieges, oh baby, there are thousands better than them. So, when it comes to the battlefield, they are pretty okay at everything while maintaining an even temper. Of all the books I read, the Ultramarine characters came off as both confident and compassionate towards humans, like the people that they were working with. A good example of this is Uriel Ventress. This man is a stallion whom will go out of his way to help as many people as humanly possible. Going out of his way in the first book of his series to bury a dead man whom was just some weird farmhand in his hometown a planet away. He just brought him back to his home and buried him. It's genuinely nice how they see people, but they still are very much professional in how they go about things. There is an order to how they operate, but it doesn't get in the way of their emotions, and vice versa. So why are they the best Space Marine chapter? Because the Blood Angels are artists, poets, writers, and the greatest melee combatants the Imperium has to offer. The Iron Hands are beyond efficient and can manage entire swaths of land with grid level of efficiency not known to humans because, they're fucking robots. The Salamanders are kinder and better in melee. The Imperial Fists are harder than stone all the time, nigh unbreakable siege experts. Hell, Rogel Dorn was chosen to protect Terra in the Heresy. So what makes the Ultramarines the best choice to be the Marines in charge? Logistics. Their secret weapon, the thing they do better than anyone else, is logistics and administrative duties. They are logical, but not overly analytical like the Iron Hands. They are compassionate and kind, but not to the point of it robbing them of their senses and being blinded by emotion like the Salamanders. They are stern and hard to break, but bendable enough to adapt to situations easier than the Imperial Fists. If every other chapter of the Space Marines died, and only one was around to run the Imperium, the short list of chapters you could trust is like less than 10 maybe. That list would probably be mostly successors of the Ultramarines, and maybe the Lamenters. They can handle supply lines, they can handle battlefield tactics, they can learn how to be amazing fucking chefs, they have the ability to be politicians in the most warfare way possible. Hell, towards the end of the Great Crusade, Guilliman was planning on training all of them to be statesmen, literal politicians, to help the betterment of the universe and the Imperium at large. A war cannot be won without supply lines, and supply lines need to be managed by other people. So Ultramarines may be able to be outdone on the battlefield by other legions and chapters and so on, but off the battlefield, there aren't many whom can contend with them. It's gotten especially better since their Primarch was brought back from the brink of death. Rabute Guilliman was stabbed in the neck with a poison blade by his brother Fulgrim, that fucking twink, and was stuck in stasis for almost 10,000 years before they woke him back up and cured his poison with a mixture of Eldar death magic fuckery, techno heresy, and the pure, unadulterated anger of seeing the audacity of every person around him, friend or foe. From the perspective of the reader, Rabute is a walking comedy right now. He woke up to see his entire life stripped away to myth and superstition. He hates religion, he hates myths, he fucking hates Lorgar. So to find out that all of those things have gripped the Imperium by the balls while he was gone, well, gee golly gosh, he's a trifle mad at all times now. It's kind of funny in a very sardonic way. With his return to the universe was brought a new era, where he is leading the strengthened Ultramarines to a greater level of supremacy, conducting the Indomitus Crusade to get back some of what was lost. The Ultramarines are kicking ass, taking names, and pissing people off for that exact reason, which I think is fucking cool. If there's one thing you've learned about me, it's that I like to make people mad with very mundane opinions. And that's kind of what the Ultramarines experience is. They may not be the best at everything. Hell, sometimes they might not even be good at anything. But at the end of the day, they're the most relatable, they're super friendly, willing to help no matter what, and I just like them. So do you like being the poster child? Do you like the idea of courage and honor? Do you like the idea of having more models available to you than anyone else? Do you like pissing people off and being guaranteed support for your faction every edition and every update and sometimes getting multiple codexes per edition? Then the Ultramarines are for you. They are bland, not as bland as the Imperial Fists. They have a cool aesthetic, and I think they get too much shit for being the poster boys and not like some random Grimderp chapter known as the Hammer Fuckers or some shit. As for now, be sure to join the Discord. The link is in the description and become a member of the Arthur Legion. I'm going to go read more about the Ultramarines and see if people get especially upset over the fact that I think they're better than the Blood Angels in lore and aesthetic. Full stop. Oh, sorry, did I hurt your feelings? Womp womp.